This is in regard to the visit of President of Brazil for the AI summit. At the invitation of Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, His Excellency Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, the President of the Federative Republic of Brazil, will be paying a state visit to India from 18 to 22nd February 2026. President Lula will be participating in the second AI summit, which is to be held from 19 to 20th February here in Delhi. The main day of the Brazilian state visit, bilateral talks, will be on 21st February. President Lula will be hosted by our President, Honorable President, on 21st, and there will be several other dignitaries who will be calling on him, including Honorable Vice President of India. President Lula will be accompanied by several ministers and a business delegation, and there are several events that have been planned engaging the business delegation as well. For more details, you can refer to the press release that will be shortly issued on the visit of President of Brazil. We have also given you details of, we have also announced the visit of President of France for the AI summit. So with this, we have made announcement for the second leader who will be visiting India for the AI summit and for bilateral talks. We will be giving you more details of other leaders who are coming for the AI summit, and hopefully that you should have soon. It will help you in preparing your engagement for the AI summit, as also for you to write as to how you look at international engagement in this AI summit, which is going to be at scale here in New Delhi. With that, I open the floor for questions. Can we go ahead? Yeah. Okay, we start there. Rishabh?
So, good evening, Rishabh from Times Now. So, there were changes that were made to the fact sheet that was issued by White House between 9th of February and 10th of February. Was there any discussion between India and US regarding that fact sheet, given that there was a departure from the joint statement?
Keshav?
Thank you, sir. Keshav Padmanabhan from The Print. My first question is, in the last few weeks, we've seen increasing attacks on energy infrastructure in Ukraine. Now, I understand the position of dialogue and diplomacy is the answer to the Russia-Ukraine war. However, this is targeted attacks on civilian energy infrastructure. Does the MEA have any comment or statement to make on this? And if I may, the second question was on the Seychelles visit. Was there any discussion held with the President of Seychelles with regards to naval cooperation that Seychelles has with China? Thank you very much.
Ayushi?
So this is Ayush Sharwal from ANI. My question is related to the recent visit of our National Security Advisor to Ottawa. It was agreed during the meeting that both sides would establish security and law enforcement liaison officers. Has a time frame been finalized for that?
Okay. Nainima?
Nainima, independent journalist. Sir, I wanted to understand both Bangladesh Nationalist Party and Jamaat-e-Islami have in their manifestos mentioned very robust defense plans, especially defense doctrine, defense modernization plan. Is that a cause of concern for India? Are you looking at it? If you can give your views. Thank you so much.
Divya?
So, Divya from Indian Express. UN report has mentioned Pakistan-based Jamaat-e-Mujahid JEM as linked to Red Fort blast. So, your comments, do we have more information?
Okay. So, let's do this and then we come back on this side. So, Rishabh, first regarding your question on the fact sheet. All of you are aware that India and the United States, we had agreed to a joint statement on the framework for an interim agreement on reciprocal and mutually beneficial trade. This was issued on 7th February 2026. The joint statement is the framework and remains the basis of our mutual understanding in this matter. Both sides will now work towards implementing this framework and finalizing the interim agreement. The amendments in the US fact sheet reflect the shared understandings contained in the joint statement. Sorry. जैसा कि आप लोग जानते हैं, भारत और अमेरिका के बीच पारस्परिक रूप से लाभकारी व्यापार पर एक अंतरिम समझौते के ढांचे हेतु दोनों देशों के बीच में एक जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट 7 फरवरी को जारी किया गया था। यह जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट ही वह ढांचा है और इस मामले में हमारी आपसी समझ का आधार है। हम दोनों पक्ष इस ढांचे को लागू करने के लिए और अंतरिम समझौते को अंतिम रूप देने के लिए उस दिशा में काम कर रहे हैं। जहां तक अमेरिकी फैक्ट शीट का सवाल है, उसमें किए गए बदलाव या संशोधन वो जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट निहित साझा समझ को दर्शाती है। Rishabh, on your question regarding Russia, Ukraine, again, I would like to refer to our position, which has been stated and where we are very clear that we want that there be cessation of hostilities and both sides come together, engage in dialogue and diplomacy so that there is peace and stability in the region. On Seychelles, this visit was a long visit. It is happening at an important time when both countries are celebrating 50 years of diplomatic ties. During the course of the visit, we've had high-level engagements, and during those high-level engagements, all aspects of this relationship have been discussed. We had a press briefing by Foreign Secretary where he also talked about defense cooperation that is happening between India and Seychelles and what are the elements of it. So I would refer you to those documents and to those conversations for more details that you may wish to look at. Ayushi, yes, we had given you a readout of the National Security Advisor's visit to Canada, where he met his counterpart as part of ongoing collaboration and cooperation that we have on security matters. This is part of a regular dialogue that we have. Yes, both countries have agreed to establish a liaison officer so that we can have a clear flow of information, a smoother flow of information, better coordination on matters of security such as crimes and drug trafficking, so on and so forth, that both countries can collaborate better to strengthen our joint collaboration, our fight against such menace. So law enforcement liaison officers, both countries have agreed that there will be liaison officers on both sides. As to when it is going to happen, I don't have a correct any framework or a time framework in mind with me as at this point in time, but we'll get you an update on that. Nanima, yes, on your question, we have the election going on in Bangladesh. We should wait for the outcome of the elections to see as to what sort of mandate has come out, and thereafter we will look at issues that are there. On the election per se, you know what our position has been. We stand for a free, fair, inclusive and credible elections in Bangladesh. Divya, on the report of the monitoring team, this particular report that you referred to, it is there available in the public domain. It is online. This was the 37th report of the Analytical and Support Sanctions Monitoring Team. This was published on 4th of February 2026, and we have seen that they have taken on board our inputs, India's inputs in regard to our concern on cross-border terrorism and also as to how we can strengthen global fight against terrorism. From this side, Kadambini.
कादम्बरी शर्मा, इंडिपेंडेंट जर्नलिस्ट। सर, गाज़ा पीस बोर्ड का जो पहला प्रस्तावित बैठक जो है बताया जा रहा है कि 19 फरवरी को है, क्या भारत ने इसमें शामिल होने को लेकर कोई निर्णय लिया है?
Neha, sorry.
Good evening, sir. Megha from
Megha,
US.
sorry.
My question is related to Bangladesh elections. Is the government of India going to recognize the election results, keeping in mind that there was a statement that was given by the government of India that there needs to be inclusion of all political parties and ensuring free and fair elections. And also the invite that had been sent by the Bangladesh government to countries including India to send observers to observe the elections. Has India accepted that, and are there observers from India that have also travelled to Bangladesh?
ब्रह्म
सर ब्रह्म प्रकाश दुबे जी न्यूज़ से मेरा सवाल है सर कि एक अमेरिकी राष्ट्रपति डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का वीडियो वायरल हो रहा है जिसमें वो कहते नज़र आ रहे हैं कि मैं चाहूँ तो भारतीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी का करियर नष्ट कर दूँ। तो क्या ये वीडियो फर्जी है, और अगर ये सही है तो भारत सरकार ने क्या इसका संज्ञान लिया है, विरोध दर्ज कराया है? और सर दूसरा सवाल एपस्टीन फाइल को लेकर कल कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर हरदीप पुरी ने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस भी की कि वो डिप्लोमेट रहे हैं, तो इसको लेकर क्या हमारे जब वो डिप्लोमेट्स थे क्या ज़रूरत रही है, क्या संबंध रहा है, क्योंकि संसद में इसको लेकर भी काफ़ी सवाल उठ रहे हैं, तो क्या स्थिति है एपस्टीन फाइल को लेकर? थैंक यू।
मधु।
सर मधुरेंद्र, मैं न्यूज़ नेशन से। जैसा कि ऑलरेडी डिक्लेयर किया जा चुका है कि फ्रांस के राष्ट्रपति मैक्रोन भारत के दौरे पर हैं। आज डीएससी के अप्रूवल में हमने देखा कि 118 राफेल विमानों की खरीद की मंजूरी दी गई, साथ ही स्काल्प मिसाइलों की खरीद को भी मंजूरी दी गई। तो भारत और फ्रांस के जो डिफेंस टाइज हैं या डिफेंस डील है, उसके मद्देनज़र इसको कैसे आप देखते हैं? और एक सवाल सर हिंदी में बांग्लादेश चुनाव को लेकर भी, क्योंकि चुनाव के ठीक पहले हमने देखा कि किस तरह से हिंसा ग्रस्त इलाकों में खासतौर पे माइनॉरिटीज़ को टारगेट किया गया। अब जबकि चुनाव हो रहे हैं और लोकतंत्र की बहाली का एक रास्ता खुलता दिखाई दे रहा है, तो किस तरह से भारत की उम्मीदें जो हैं बांग्लादेश की नई सरकार से होगी और इस चुनाव से है?
Dhairy Maheshwari from Sputnik, sir. So we saw the meeting between Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri and Chinese Executive Vice Foreign Minister Ma Zhaozhou on the sidelines of the BRICS Sherpa meeting. There was a statement that said that China understands and respects India's aspirations for a UNSC membership. Should it be seen as a positive development, since China has been the only P5 country which hasn't publicly supported India's UNSC membership bid? And sir, another question. In an interview with BRICS TV, Russian foreign minister said that there are attempts to dictate and restrict Russia's trade, investment, cooperation and military technical ties with India. How would you assess the current state of India-Russia ties amid external pressure? Thank you, sir.
So first, कादम्बनी आपका सवाल देखिए, बोर्ड ऑफ पीस की जहाँ तक बात है, हम लोग के पास एक निमंत्रण आया अमेरिकी सरकार की तरफ से कि आप बोर्ड ऑफ पीस को आप ज्वाइन कीजिए। इस प्रस्ताव को अभी हम लोग इस पर अमल कर रहे हैं, इस पर इसकी समीक्षा कर रहे हैं। जहाँ तक भारत ने, आपको पता होगा कि पश्चिम एशिया में शांति, स्थिरता और संवाद को बढ़ावा देने वाले प्रयासों का निरंतर समर्थन किया है। हमारी प्रधानमंत्री ने भी उन सभी पहलों का स्वागत किया है जो गाज़ा सहित इस पूरे क्षेत्र में दीर्घकालीन और स्थायी शांति का मार्ग प्रशस्त करती है। तो जहाँ तक बोर्ड ऑफ पीस के निमंत्रण का सवाल है, उसकी हम लोग अभी समीक्षा कर रहे हैं। We have received an invitation from the US side to join the Board of Peace. We are currently examining the proposal. As you know, India has consistently supported efforts aimed at promoting peace, stability and dialogue in West Asia. Our Prime Minister has welcomed initiatives that provide a pathway towards long-term and sustainable peace in the region, including Gaza. ब्रह्म प्रकाश जी, ये जो आप वीडियो की बात कर रहे हैं, इसका मैंने तो नहीं देखा है, लेकिन अगर कुछ इस प्रकार का वीडियो है जो सही है, जो गलत है, तो उस पर हम लोग उचित कार्रवाई करेंगे। जहाँ तक एप्स्टीन फाइल का सवाल है, आप लोगों ने हमारा बयान देखा होगा। इसी मंच से हम लोगों ने लिखित में और मौखिक दोनों तरफ से हमने उस पर बयान दिया था, तो मैं आपका ध्यान उस बयान पर आकर्षित करना चाहूँगा। मधु, अदो जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, फ्रांस के राष्ट्रपति इमानुएल मैक्रोन की भारत की दौरा होने वाली है। इस दौरे के दरमियान वो द्विपक्षीय वार्ता भी करेंगे और साथ ही साथ एआई समिट में उनकी भागीदारी होगी। फ्रांस के साथ हमारे जो सामरिक संबंध हैं बहुत मजबूत हैं और हर विषय पर चर्चा होगी। उसमें रक्षा क्षेत्र पे भी चर्चा होगी और हमारा मानना है कि इस दौरे से राष्ट्रपति मैक्रोन के भारत के दौरे से हमारे दोनों देशों के रिश्ते और प्रगाढ़ होंगे और रक्षा क्षेत्र में भी और प्रगाढ़ होंगे। जहाँ तक बांग्लादेश का इलेक्शन का सवाल है, मैंने जैसा कहा थोड़ी देर पहले कि कुछ चंद घंटे आप लोग इंतज़ार करें, क्योंकि वहाँ पर अभी चुनाव चल रहा है। एक बार चुनाव ख़त्म होने के बाद शायद आज या कल निष्कर्ष जब आएगा, उसके बाद हम लोग उस पर और अपनी बात रखेंगे। धैर्य ऑन the meeting between Foreign Secretary and the visiting Executive Vice Foreign Minister of China. This visit was in the context of BRICS Sherpa meeting that happened in New Delhi on between 8th and 10th. During his visit, he also has strategic dialogue with Foreign Secretary, who happens to be his counterpart, and several issues were discussed, including peace and tranquility on the border, as to how important that aspect is in the progress of our ties with China. Yes, we also, as we informed you, that the Executive Vice Foreign Minister, he conveyed that China understands and respects India's aspirations for UNSC membership. On trade ties with India, Russia, trade ties and other aspects of our relationship, Russia, India, we have ongoing engagement and cooperation across a range of issues, from trade to people, cultural interaction, defense engagement, and all those ties, all those aspects of our bilateral relations continue to grow. Sorry, we did receive an invitation for sending observers. We have not sent our observers to Bangladesh to observe the elections. So, with that, Neeraj.
सर, बांग्लादेश चुनाव को लेकर भारत का स्टैंड साफ है, फ्री, फेयर और समावेशी चुनाव होने चाहिए। आपने एक वर्ड क्रेडिबल जोड़ा है, उसके मायने क्या होंगे आने वाले वक्त में? दूसरा ये कि कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री की तरफ से एक बार फिर कहा गया है कि रूस से तेल खरीद को लेकर विदेश मंत्रालय की तरफ से बयान दिया जाएगा, और ट्रंप के एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्डर में भी ये लिखा गया है कि भारत इस बात को राजी हुआ है कि रूस से तेल नहीं खरीदेगा। विदेश मंत्रालय का क्या पक्ष है इन दोनों बयानों पर?
I won't ask you to repeat the statement on India-US trade, but we do have a statement from the US Assistant Secretary of State, S. Paul Kapoor, and he says the Indians have been reducing their purchases of Russian oil and diversifying away from it, which is what we wanted them to do, and they've been buying US energy. This is something that the US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer has said, and of course President Trump himself has said it. It's a simple yes or no question. Is India reducing its oil imports from Russia on the say-so of the US?
Okay. Please.
Thank you. As you must know, the people of Cuba are facing a very hard situation with the US oil blockade, which has resulted in prolonged power outages and that have affected all services in the island. So we would like to know the position of the Indian government on this matter.
Okay, Siddhant.
Hi sir, I'm Siddhant from CNN News 18. Sir, government is building mega dam project on Chenab after pausing Indus Waters Treaty. NHPC invites tenders for constructing Sawal Kot hydroelectric project on the Chenab River in Jammu and Kashmir. Your comments on this?
Yeshi?
This is Yeshi Seri from Business India. Just a related question to Russian oil. Of course, you've said that this is an interim agreement, so negotiations are possibly going to continue. What was the last percentage of import of Russian oil when if we calculate in, say, December of last year?
Okay, so first नीरज, देखिए जहाँ तक बांग्लादेश के चुनाव का सवाल है, चंद घंटों की बात है, आप थोड़ा इंतज़ार करिए तो एक बार जो निष्कर्ष निकल के आ जाएगा उसके बाद हम लोग देखते हैं किस प्रकार से इसकी हमको अपनी समझ उस पर बनानी है। जहाँ तक रूस तेल का सवाल है, शायद आप सेशंस वाले ब्रीफिंग में नहीं आए थे, वहाँ पर हमारे फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी ने इस बात का खुलासा किया और जो हमारी सोच है, जो हमारा अप्रोच है, उसके बारे में बताया और बहुत सारे मुद्दे पर चर्चा किया उन्होंने। जहाँ तक हमारे एनर्जी सोर्सिंग की बात है तो मैं चाहूँगा कि जो इतना डिटेल और विस्तार में उन्होंने बात कही है उस पर आप नज़र डालिए। Suhasini, your statement regarding Russian oil, the kind of commentary conversations that we are hearing. Exactly, to clarify matters, our Foreign Secretary has made a detailed statement on what is our energy sourcing. I would say that please do have a look at that, wherein he's highlighting the various aspects of what our approach to energy sourcing remains. Regarding Cuba, yes, we have seen reports that there are issues in regard to energy requirements of Cuba, and we are looking at closely following these developments. Siddhant, any development project that happens in India is based on our understanding of what our development requirements are, what is the need that we have to meet the aspirations of people, and that is how we look at this particular project as well. Yeshi, again, on Russian oil, I've said, Foreign Secretary has made an elaborate statement. Please do look at that. That will give you an idea of what our approach is. I've also spoken from this podium on several occasions and otherwise also what remains our approach to energy sourcing. On your question regarding numerical value and what were the imports from Russia earlier, these are details that are available in the public domain, so please do have a look. They are available on several websites also, so you can have a look and get those details. Last question, Sanjeev.
सर, मैं संजीव त्रिवेदी हूँ न्यूज़ 24 से। आपने सर पहले भी इस प्रश्न का जवाब दिया है। हमारे नाविक ईरान में फंसे हुए हैं और वो गिरफ्तार हैं, तो उस बारे में क्या कोई कॉन्सुलर एक्सेस आपको मिल पाया है, और अगर नहीं मिल पाया है तो ये जो प्रोलॉन्ग देरी हो रही है इसकी क्या वजह है?
नहीं, कॉन्सुलर एक्सेस मिल पाया है। हम लोग जाके उन सभी लोगों से मिल पाए हैं। उस 16 लोग में से 8 लोग को छोड़ दिया गया है। वो 8 लोग को वापस लाने के लिए प्रक्रिया चल रही थी। शायद मैं पूरे दावे के साथ नहीं कह सकता हूं, लेकिन मेरा ये मानना है और मेरी जो मुझे बताया गया था कि वो कल शायद भारत पहुंच गए हैं। कल शायद भारत पहुंच गए हैं, आज पहुंचने वाले हैं। तो ये दूरी है उनके आने की खबर में। और जो 8 लोग जिसकी बारे बात कर रहे हैं आप लोग, आपने जिसका 16 में से 8 लोग जो बचे हुए हैं, उसके बारे में हमारे भारतीय दूतावास वहाँ के सरकार से बात कर रही है, किस प्रकार से उसको मदद किया जाए, किस प्रकार से उनके देखरेख किया जाए और कैसे उनका मसला को सुलझाया जाए। With that, let's come to the close of this press briefing. Thank you very much for your attention.